Hey guys, it's Miss Hastings here with another video. Today we're doing number 33 through 38 in the reflections packet. And we're working on reflections not just on the graph, but mostly with the coordinates. So remembering the rules when you don't have a graph. So for the first one, for 33, hold on. For 33, you are supposed to reflect across the y-axis. Now, I'm going to take a highlighter, or let me get orange. And I'm going to highlight the axis that we are reflecting across. So for number 33, we're reflecting across the y-axis. Okay? So I'm just highlighting that just as a reminder of the line of reflection. So we're not going to be reflecting down, we're going to be reflecting to the side because we're flipping this over the y-axis. So I have found that the best way to do this, sorry, I can't get situated. But the best way to do this when you have a multiple choice question with your coordinates listed out like this is to find the coordinates of the pre-image first and just do it that way. Instead of trying to do it on the graph and then find the coordinates, I think it's easier if you do the coordinates of the pre-image first. So let's find C, D, and E. Okay, for C, it's not labeled on your graph. You can draw the numbers if you want. -2, -3, -4, -5. So the x value is -5, and the y value is 0. So the second number is 0. D is -3, +4. And E is at the x coordinate -1, y coordinate 0. Be careful with those. Okay, now for a reflection across the y-axis, remember, y-axis, x changes to opposite. So all the x values, remember label, xy, 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 all these x values will change to the opposite sign. So if they're negative, they become positive. If they're positive, they become negative. So C prime will be +5, 0. See, so the -5 just changed to a +5. D prime will be +3, +4. The -3 changed to +3. E prime will be +1 and 0. Okay. Looks like that matches up with, so C is 5, 0, 3, 4, 1, 0. That matches up with answer choice C. Let's also graph it just to see if we are correct. Okay, so reflecting across the x-axis, every point needs to be the same distance from the y-axis. Sorry, did I say x? I meant y. The y-axis. So E is 1.1 square to the left of the y-axis. So when we reflect it, it needs to be 1 square to the right. D is 3 units away. So it needs to be 3 units away over here. C is 5 units away. So it needs to be 5 units away over here. Yep. And it looks like our coordinates do match up. C is +5, 0. D is 3 and 4. E is 1 and 0. So that one is correct. Okay, number 34, a reflection across the x-axis this time. So I'm going to take my highlighter and highlight the x-axis just so I don't forget or become careless and think that I'm reflecting across the y-axis when I'm not. I'm reflecting across the x-axis. So again, let's find the coordinates L, M, N, and K. Again, you can put the numbers on here if you want. Zeros in the middle, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that helps some of you guys. So if that's something that you need to do to help you get coordinates correctly, then you should definitely take the time out and do that, because if you mess up on the coordinates, then your answer is going to be messed up, and you just really don't want to mess up on the coordinates. Okay, so for L, it's -4 and 5. Okay, M is -2 and 5. N is -2 and +2. And K is -4 and +4. Okay, reflecting across the x-axis, remember, x-axis, y changes. So our y is going to change to the opposite sign. Circle your y's. Remember, the y is the second number in the coordinates, and we're going to change those to the opposite sign. So, L prime will be -4, -5. M prime will be -2, -5. N prime will be -2, -2. And K prime will be -4, -4. Okay. Well, let's see which one that matches up with. Looks like they all became negative. So that matches with answer choice B. -4, -5, -2, -5, -2, -2, -4, -4. Okay, let's go ahead and put it on the graph too, just because we can, because we have it. We're reflecting these across the x-axis, so that's this one. That's why we highlighted it. Looks like point N is 2 units above the x-axis, so we're going to put it 2 units below the x-axis. Make sure you're labeling your points. Okay, M is at the top of this graph, so I'm going to put it, same line, at the bottom of this graph. L is also at the top of the graph, so I'm going to put it at the bottom of the graph down here. And then K is right there. Okay, so it looks like all of those coordinates do match up. -4, -5, -2, -5, -2, -2, and -4, -4. Perfect. Okay, next page. Okay, we need to go up to number 38, so 35, 36, 37, 38. Okay, 35 is a reflection across the x-axis. Remember, x-axis, y changes. It's the opposite. So let's go ahead and label our points x, y, x, y, x, y. And guys, please label your points, because even as a teacher, I still think that it even helps me. So if I was doing these by myself, I would still probably label the points, because it helps me see which one is my x and which one is my y, because it can get a little confusing when you're just like looking for a number and you know you're going to have to make it the opposite sign. It just gets confusing, so you need to just do certain things that help you visualize what you need to do for the problem. So just please continue to label them, because I promise you it will keep you from making mistakes. Okay, so reflection across the x-axis, y has to change to the opposite. So let's J prime. Y is going to change to the opposite. So -3 is going to become +3. So it's 1 and 3. For K prime, 4 and 0, my Y is 0, and the opposite of 0 is just 0. So it's just the same. 4 and 0. And then L prime, The 2 stays the same. Negative 5 becomes positive 5 because it's a y. Okay, 36, reflection across the x-axis. When you reflect across the x-axis, y changes to the opposite. So label, label, label. Okay, circle your y's. Those are the ones that are going to change. So m prime stays negative 4, 0. L prime becomes 0 and negative 1. K prime, after a reflection across the x-axis, the negative 1, and the one that changes is the negative 3, and it becomes positive. Okay, 37, reflection across the y-axis. When you reflect across the y-axis, x changes to the opposite. So label your x and your y, circle your x, that's the one that's going to change. S prime will be negative 5, positive 1. Okay, last one, number 38. Reflection across the x-axis. Remember, x-axis reflection, y changes to the opposite. Label your x and your y. Circle your y, that's the one we're going to change. Label your point, positive 5, and the 3 becomes negative. And that is all we have for today, guys. Be sure, if you need to do some extra practice, go ahead and you can do number 39. We didn't discuss this line, so 40 and 41 we're not doing. So you can do 39, 42, 43, if you want to do extra practice, which I'm sure you all do. Alright, so be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you don't miss any more of the homeworks, and I will see you guys tomorrow.